daily dose of C.A.D. I'm your host, Aiden West, and I'm with my amazing co-host, Christian Shaw,
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back
and
for some more information.
the Big D,
It's poppin'.
Yeah,
unknown
Big
as
D.
Big D
Hey.
the Third, because there are many Big T's. But we
Yes.
have a guest today, and would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh no.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm the Big D's sister. Pretty cool, right?
Wow, what an introduction! I could have said it better myself. So there's been a good amount of news around. We talked about this last podcast and the previous episode before about the new Smash Bros. Character. So we got confirmed one of the characters here, and a couple characters were deemed not going to happen, and it was really sad to a lot of people because Twintel is one of the fans' favorite characters of ARMS. For the obvious reason, she is a very good looking character. But instead of getting any actual playable characters confirmed that people liked, we get the boss from the arcade mode, Max Copper or something like that. He is like the Captain Chin of ARMS, let me tell you. He looks like Captain Chin, but with bronze, but instead of bronze and copper or whatever. And a lot of characters people wanted were just said, no, not gonna happen. And instead, we get this random guy you can't really even play without paying extra money in the
Yeah, here's
first
the
place in
arcade
the
boss,
game.
kids.
So yeah, you get this boss of this weird guy who wants to beat up little kids just so he can remain champion of a game. But yeah, that's the new character. That's our character. Other than the two normal basic characters, you get Captain Chin from Fairly Odd Parents, and I hope you guys are really excited for that because I know I sure isn't. I sure is not.
Oh, I'm hyped,
Dude,
man.
I'm so hyped for this.
I know
Dude,
everyone
I
is.
wanted that arcade boss, man. I wanted it.
Doesn't everybody? I'm shocked they didn't put in Cranky Kong from Donkey Kong Country, the old Donkey Kong. The original Donkey Kong is actually what he is, alright? He's the original Donkey Kong. But that's a Donkey Kong lore video for another day. There's been a little other news that I've been seeing. All of you guys know about the new Corvette, how it's a mid-engine. It's a very cool
Whoa.
car.
Ooh, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it
Are
looks
you gonna
it looks
post a
very
picture of it?
it looks
'Cause
very
I
exotic.
haven't seen it.
Uh, yeah, I guess I can put one into the group chat here, but the car is very expensive for what it's previous. It's not expensive as it looks like a sports car. It's nice. It's got a nice engine. It's pretty good, but there's the other big car of the that Chevy has, and it's their Camaro, and they've released that their new Camaro is going to also be a mid-engine.
Oof,
And this
that's
car,
hot.
to a lot of people are happy about this, and there's always a split because it's not supposed to be a sports car like the uh Camaro, not the Camaro, the Corvette is. The Corvette is supposed to be a sports car. It's supposed to be the top up to the other luxury cars. It's supposed to look nice. It's supposed to look like a race car. But the Camaro is supposed to be your Mustang. It's supposed to be, I'm a hot rod. I go fast. I got a big motor. What you gonna do about it? And now it's a mid-engine, which makes it similar to a kind of like the Corvette. It's just getting another Corvette, but with a different body style. And a lot of people are mad about that. And I'm personally a bit disappointed. I didn't want a mid-engine
Yeah.
Camaro. Like, if you want me to be honest, I like the Camaros how they were. They look nice, they look sleek, and now it's just basically a Corvette, but just a different name and a different labeled motor. It's got a similar motor. It's in the same place now too. So you're basically getting the same car with different names and a little bit
Well,
of lipstick and makeup. I don't know if you guys are Chevy people. I'm not personally, but I always liked the Camaros. I thought they always looked very nice, and they're pretty good to me.
Yeah.
But now they're basically a
No,
Corvette. So if you're not a Corvette person, looks like you're not gonna really like this Camaro. And it's just sad
I
that
don't
they have
really
to go on
mind.
this kind of stuff. Like you can see this all
Yeah.
across. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's really sad here. And
Like
yeah,
it's pretty like it's an iconic look, and they just like changed it.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
changing it.
That's
Same thing
sad.
with the Corvette, but the Corvette needed a change to stay up, and now people
Yeah.
can have this exotic look that everyone's looking for at a cheaper price. And I get that, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it looks alright. It can blend in really well. And if you look in the group chat, I sent you a picture of the Corvette.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sleek looking car. I like it. But it's not as. But you don't expect a Camaro to look like that. So, it's a bit sad.
Oh, yeah, that's disappointing. That really is disappointing. It's just
And
it's been working for years. Why change it? Yeah,
well,
it's disappointing.
and then there's the
Just
more
look.
gaming news here. So you guys know how the Xbox Series X looks. A little tower.
Yeah.
Looks like a fridge.
Yes.
It's a
Everyone-
PC,
I'm hyped
man.
to get it.
It just
Everyone-
looks like a PC.
I'm happy to get
Bruh,
it.
it looks like a fridge.
I'm gonna get it. I don't care.
Well,
I'm
really,
down with
it looks like it.
It's a mini fridge, mini fridge.
Yeah, and people are.
Thing won't
It's
be
not going to be
thin,
worth.
it's more
Actually,
likely.
if you're going to get either one, it's more worth to get a PS5 because the Xbox Series X has a smaller title lineup at launch, and PS5 is going to be having more games at launch and probably better games. And really,
Well,
and there's a high chance
we're not.
that Xbox games are going to fall behind because of this, because they're trying to adjust to this huge setup. But PS5 could be getting the lead in games here, and it might be worth changing over to PS5 instead of Xbox. But for right now, it's really just right now the Xbox isn't looking too good, price
I get a
wise
word in.
and game wise.
Well,
There's not many games
Well,
on the Xbox at
here's the
launch
thing,
here.
though. Like, well, the thing is, the Xbox Series X is gonna be like pricey. It's supposed to run like a PC. It's fully, almost completely backwards compatible. It can play every game of the console before almost. It can still play a ton of games. Like PlayStation is still having struggles to
With
like,
that part, yeah, I
keep up
see that.
with that part. Yeah. So like, yeah, maybe like they won't like Xbox One Series X is gonna look like graphics will look gorgeous, but there's probably not gonna be too many games where it can show off these beautiful graphics.
Well, it's
but,
actually
like,
just
it's
not
still gonna
coming
have
out with the
overall more
games.
games.
It's not coming out with a lot of games that are interesting at launch than PS5
Yeah.
is, and we don't really know what the
But it's
PS5 looks like, what the confirmed design is though.
I mean,
But-
honestly, dude, for me, okay,
Yeah.
do my. Okay. So I was gonna say, for me, honestly, I grew up playing Xbox. I've always been an Xbox gamer. I'm just gonna stay with it. And that's why I grew up knowing how to play.
Yeah,
I've always enjoyed the content. So
I've been
I
mostly
would never.
a
Yeah, me
PlayStation
personally, I would
person.
never switch over. But
I have a balance. I play both. To me, I think PlayStation does a better job with its games, as so many awesome games that are exclusive to it. There's the Soul series, there's God of War,
Spider Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of great
yeah,
games,
personally-
and I just personally grew up with it, and it's great. And the same thing with Xbox. Xbox is fun. I got a lot of friends who play Xbox, so that's why I have it. But if it's gonna be this expensive to get these, I don't think I'm gonna get either one. And instead, I'm going to use the money I would be spending to get one of those is to make my own PC, so I can play all
That's
the
smart.
actual good games, and then I can also
Mhm.
probably run good VR off of it too. So why would I waste
Yeah,
my
yeah,
money on a
definitely.
console that's gonna be the games are gonna be like, oh, now you have to get the Xbox XYZ. I don't I don't feel like having to continually upgrade when all I have to do is get a nice computer PC and just upgrade it a little bit
Yeah.
every time the games get better.
Well,
So spend a
here's
little
the
bit of
thing,
money
the
gets a lot of
PCs
money.
but they're stupid expensive. That's the problem.
Well, that's
Like
what
with
the
PCs,
Xbox and PlayStation are gonna be. They're gonna be very expensive because they're gonna be
Yeah, they're gonna
like
be
how
comparing
much?
to
expensive, but
They're gonna
Like
be
how much?
thousands.
And oh,
no, I don't know about. No, they're not gonna be
Yes,
thousands.
they're gonna be
Um,
thousands. The Pro controller
really?
that's coming out with their thing is at 500.
holy crap!
Their new Pro
Well,
controller, yeah.
I don't
So
exactly know the price.
there's
Well,
gonna it's gonna be a
from what
lot of
I've heard,
money,
like,
and it'd
Dang.
be better just to
well,
get a
from
PC.
what I heard, like I heard it's not gonna cost thousands. It's gonna. I know it's definitely gonna be a significant price increase from the original, but it's. I don't. I heard that it's not gonna go over 1,000. And on top of that, like I heard the Xbox One, well, it's gonna have the nice PC graphics and everything, and the PS5 will as well. Well, I heard the Xbox One really performs better with these nice new graphics due to like it just performs well because it just stays consistent. Like
Yeah,
with
I
it.
get
I
that.
forgot like
And the same thing is you also
I
have to
forgot
have a
what it runs,
monitor
but
that can keep up with these graphics. Because if you don't have a good monitor or TV, then it's not gonna really do much. You shouldn't really bother getting a game or a console that can run like that if you don't have any
Yeah,
that
yeah.
output to really show it off. Yeah, that's like the little cool news I had for this little bit here.
Well,
Like, I think it's interesting though
that's,
with the Camaro though. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about like changing looks. Like, how do you feel? How would you feel? How do you feel about that? So
really just like the original design was like almost iconic. Like
it is
it's
iconic.
just
It's quite
when like
iconic.
yeah, like when you think of the Camaro, when you think of the car, like you just think of the original look of how it's always looked, like and how it's like most known for. But then they just change it
yeah,
a bit. It just looks weird.
And they're
I mean,
changing it, and it's
maybe
really
it'll take
changing
time to get into it.
fundamentals. And I don't. This is
yeah. I
to
mean, they should
me.
definitely stay original.
Yeah, because why not be proud of your American heritage, of an American muscle car, and trying to like mimic the Europe, to trying to mimic Europe's cars. Why
Yeah.
can't we should be proud of our designs because they're amazing and people love them all across the world. People in Europe love our American cars, and the same
I
thing
mean,
with
yeah, they're
us.
unique.
So we have to keep our
Yeah,
uniqueness and not trying to like, oh, I want to be like try to mimic Europe and Asia and all that.
do a
We don't
crap
have to.
job at it.
Yeah, we don't have to like do a crappy job of mimicking their stuff.
Yeah,
And it's really
the Ford
sad to
GT
see.
wanting to look like a Koenigsegg.
Well, the
Grace, what do
GT,
you, Grace?
the GT is the new one at least was very different from its original design, but that's also made to be a
Yeah,
race car. They use those for racing.
yeah,
So I understand that they had to
yeah,
update
yeah.
that, and also it's only running on a V6 and it's going faster than most of the cars stock. It's a
Oh
super
yeah,
fast car running on a V6, and they can pump out a lot of horsepower from it. It's an awesome car. That I give respect to.
Yeah,
It looks amazing. It's original. It looks awesome. But like with these muscle cars, these are muscle cars. They just gotta be powerful.
yeah,
They don't gotta look like a Ferrari or a Lambo. They just gotta look nice and powerful. You don't want to make them look like a limo. You don't want to make them look nice. You gotta make them look tough. You know, they're supposed to be rigid.
yeah.
yeah.
They just gotta be powerful. You're like, look at this. I got a big V8 in here, and it really sucks that we don't have a lot of this religion heritage here. But Ford's keeping their
Yeah,
Mustangs the same. They're very similar to the old ones, and it's awesome. All right,
yeah.
so I guess I'll continue
That's right,
on.
man.
So you guys probably want to have a little COVID update. So if any of you guys want to
Yeah.
talk about it for a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Christian, you want to go first?
All right, so yeah, I'll start. I have a couple things for you guys to say. So number one, I misspoke on the first episode. I said for some stupid reason, seafood market. I meant wet market, and I was saying that they reopened the wet market where it supposedly
Theoretically,
originated,
but it
yeah,
makes the most
from that
sense.
market from bats. But it's crazy because I saw this. All right, so let me pull it up real quick. All right, so in Wuhan, there was a lack of bats within 900, or that one specific bat within 900 kilometers, which is really crazy. And another really interesting thing was a Harvard biochemistry professor was arrested for secretly working with the Wuhan lab.
Really?
So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So I think that's a little suspicious. I think it's understandable why some people think that
Uh,
it could have most likely originated in the lab. Because the more we're seeing, the more it kind of seems like
well, I
that.
have a quick
But I think
question.
that's yeah.
So what was the was a Harvard scientist that was arrested?
Uh, I think a science teacher or
Or teacher? A professor?
a biochemistry professor
Okay, so what was he arrested for though?
secretly working with the Wuhan lab.
But like, what was he charged with?
What charges?
It was something along the lines of secretly working with the Wuhan lab. I'm not sure what he was working on, but he was doing something with them.
So we don't know the
They must have been doing
charges.
something. No.
Okay, that's a bit suspicious, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, you can
Okay.
continue.
I mean,
I
I'm
was just
sure
curious.
you could. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you could Google it. I'm sure it's somewhere out there. I could check it out in a little bit. But I thought that was interesting though. So yeah, the
Yeah.
wet markets are back open, and so they're back to selling dogs and cats and bats. I think
Oh,
bats.
That's very sad.
yeah.
It's very
I'll ex-
intelligent.
I'll
If
ex-
that's where it originated, that's super smart.
I'll explain
So
to you
smart.
what the like. If I'm gonna say this again, the wet market is basically the black market for animals and livestock, and basically what they do is they have it's a giant, like a bazaar. When you think of like in the
Yeah.
movies, you see like a giant road filled like people selling stuff. Imagine that, but instead of they're selling like cool jewelry and knickknacks, they're selling live animals. And once you buy an animal, they slaughter and basically get all the meat that you want and they sell it to you. So they slaughter animals live in front of you and you get to pick the meat you want. And they do
Yeah.
this with not just like cows and all the simple farm animals. They do it to exotic animals, cats, dogs, bats.
God.
Uh,
Very sad.
it's very sad to see that they're doing this live, and it's very inhumane how they do these things. But
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
very unsanitary. It's unhealthy. It's not good, and they shouldn't have it. This shouldn't be really a thing. But
But it's
that's
communist China, so no big deal.
no big deal.
No,
No big deal. It's just communist China.
Grace, how do you feel about
Nothing
that? How do you feel about
argument.
the wet market?
I actually saw a video of someone took a video of them going through it, and they had bats on sticks, like dogs and cats in cages,
Yep.
very malnourished, and it was very like upsetting to see. Um, I absolutely do not agree with it because that's just a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the fact that it's open again is just
It's
very
crazy.
upsetting.
Very disgusting.
I would like to ask.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
think I
Do you
like
saw.
guys have
think
pets?
it
I
was
think I
been
saw.
closed.
You guys have pets?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we all have. I have a dog. I have 2 dogs. I know Christian has dogs. I know you guys have dogs.
Yeah,
And it's just crazy to see that people are just slaughtering these animals live and just selling them away to be eaten. And these animals are very intelligent too. And it's sad to see because it's been studied and found out that dogs have a they're very intelligent. They have a very good brain, and they
they have a
share.
strong connection.
Yeah, they have a strong connection to us, and they share our emotions basically, and you can see it too. And it's sad that they do feel pain, and they feel sadness. They feel all those things that we feel, and these people are slaughtering them live
Yep.
inhumanely. It's really sad to see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
It
no, I
is.
think I saw the same video. I think Steven Crowder talked about this, and he showed part of the video. Really disgusting though. They're cramming animals in cages, just completely crammed. These cages, maximum capacity, and it's just
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
sad to see
Like
that.
for efficiency.
Heartbreaking.
it is. And there was the YouTuber I talked about yesterday, who
Yeah.
who does this to animals, the same thing, and she right now I was seeing a couple videos and looking at it. I believe YouTube is actually looking into it, and they might try to do something against this because she's been getting a lot of reports, and I think they might be trying to take her channel down. And I think it's good. And
Yeah.
because I'll explain this to you
So
if you
wait,
didn't. What? Go ahead.
so is it aimed towards children?
Children, yes. And it's
Yes,
sad.
because that's what every child needs to watch.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
But then there's another factor too. What are these parents doing? Why are they letting their children watch
I don't
this
know.
stuff? Yeah, I know.
Like,
I mean,
it's
there
on
should.
YouTube Kids.
No, I'm just saying there should
Like,
definitely be some more
it's heavy.
supervision. I mean, yeah, I understand if it just pops up, but there should definitely. I mean, parents should monitor their children just a little bit, or at least monitor. I cannot speak tonight.
Monitor.
Monitor their children because
Well,
you don't want your children watching this crap.
yeah, she's not even in English. It's just subtitles, and I could send a video so you can see. But she does this all the time. Her name is So Young, SSOYOUNG. She has over 3 million subscribers. I'll send this
3
into.
million. She
Wow.
makes money off of that too.
She makes
which
lots
is
of money.
horrible. Yeah.
Honestly, it might be a cultural thing.
Well,
Maybe.
what she no, I'll send a video into the group chat. I'll send one of them, and you can look it through a couple of them. But what she does is how she goes a part of it. Yes, people do eat those animals raw, but not alive, and they don't torture the animals before they eat them. There are chefs who know how to kill an animal instantly, harmlessly, and make sure it goes through no pain. She does not do any of that, and she basically rips animals apart by limbs. Imagine you're being ripped apart and then just being eaten with your limbs all off. That's basically what she does to these animals.
I
Well,
just
I
looked
what
won't
kind
let
of
that
animals?
happen to me.
Very
Octopus
disgusted.
or octopi, sorry.
Squid.
Squid. She eats lots of fish. She's eaten sharks. Calamari, which is a type of squid. A lot of.
Mhm.
Turtle?
Calamari cooked is good.
I don't think she's eaten turtles yet. She could have though, because mostly it's that she's eating a lot of octopi, and like she eats a lot of them. And the thing is with octopi is that they've been shown to have almost the same amount of intelligence as we do, and they do have feelings and emotions. And she's basically killing
So this,
people. She's like, imagine she's ripping apart a dog. She's basically killing the dogs of the sea. They're similar to dolphins, and you guys might know how dolphins are really smart. They're like the same intelligence as dolphins. So basically, she's ripping apart the dogs or cats of the sea and eating them.
Terrible.
this is really whack, dude. I don't understand these people. Like, it's just she's acting really weird.
Yeah, it's really scary.
What the? It's just
It's
really
cruel what
whack.
she
What
does.
the-
And a lot of people have gone over this because it's inhumane. It's disgusting.
Dude, she's acting like she's on like crack or something. Like, look, she's
See, it's for
acting
kids.
really weird.
She's acting playful and funny because it's for kids.
Even though it's not really funny at all.
It's not
No.
funny.
Not
It's
funny.
disgusting. And if you
Okay.
should just look at commentary channels because they really get a lot of commentary channels get to they find the good clips of where it's like the worst. And most of a lot of these videos have those one bits where it's just absolutely raw and disgusting, and it's inhumane. It's disgusting. It's cruel. It shouldn't be a thing, and I don't understand why YouTube is just letting this happen, and it takes almost hundreds of thousands of people to let them know that this is wrong, and they shouldn't be just giving this person money for no reason for killing
Yeah, it's
for
like
killing
okay, it's like
intelligent
don't this
creatures.
stop. Sorry.
It's disgusting. You can go ahead.
So they let this stuff slide, and they had like accounts like Jeffy. They immediately demonetized
Yeah.
upload videos. And all it had was just harsh language.
Yeah,
Back when that was a thing, dude. It's actually absurd. Cause you're watching her torture this thing, and then they're not even demonetizing her.
and that
And then you had like Jeffy back like 2 years ago, and they're flipping the crap on him,
well,
and
the
they're
thing is,
constantly demonetizing him.
her videos directly offend and contradict their guidelines, but still they're doing nothing about it because it's for kids. And that for kids thing is really what protects her, and it's sad to see these animals go through such cruelty and
I
pain.
mean, it doesn't make sense, yeah, but it doesn't really make sense because the for kids it protects her. Really, it should like make her, stuff more harsh against her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's the complete opposite. It's really sad to see. But yeah, there could be something happening to her because of all this backlash against her. And that's
I
one of the
know.
big things that's happening in YouTube, other than the Carson, what happening with the famous YouTuber, Call Me Carson. It's a lot
Yeah.
of bad things have been happening. And if anyone doesn't know who's listening, Call Me Carson is a very famous YouTuber. He has over 3 million subscribers. He plays games with a lot of his friends, video games. And recently, a couple months ago, he got a girlfriend. And before that, he was fine. And during these recent months, he's been having mental issues. He's fighting depression and other things. And he's taking a break from everything. He's just being with his family and trying to relax and just get over this and to get better. And during this time, when he's at his weakest point, his girlfriend cheats on him with one of his best friends, Fitz, and it's really
And
sad to
also a
see.
YouTuber. Yeah.
He's Fitz is more famous. He has almost well, I think he has over 6 million subscribers, and it's sad to
I can
see
check
that
right
one
now.
of his Carson was cheated on by his best one of his best friends, and it's sad to see because someone who's already battling depression doesn't need anything like this, and getting cheated on really sucks.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna lose a lot of
Very
subscribers though, so this is gonna directly hurt him.
it's gonna hurt him, but at the same
sure.
time,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be
He
witch hunting
always
people. I feel, and
well
Carson said this himself. He said, "Don't witch hunt them. Just don't don't say anything mean. Just let it be." Carson has been such a good person in this. He wants nothing to happen. He just wants to keep it. It's known, and that's how it should be. Nothing else should happen, and it's really sad to see that people are now sending many death threats. There's a lot of them toward the girl and Fitz, and it's sad that people can get this riled up. But really, people should just be asking, what's Fitz's side of the story. You should not
mhm.
jump to conclusions, but it's still wrong. Man, it's sad to see.
It is.
A lot of
Yeah.
bad things been happening,
Yeah.
but yeah, we can go back to Corona if there's anything else before we move on to our main subject here.
Um,
If you got
David,
like
do you
one,
have anything?
just like say one thing, and then so we
Ooh.
can move on because I went on a side
Oh
tangent
yeah,
there.
sorry.
You good?
So this is really sad. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was admitted to the hospital over the coronavirus.
Yeah, that's
I
sad.
love that guy. Super sad, man.
Oh,
Honestly,
Something
bro.
like
Yeah, and also not just him, but
One of the princes got
while
it too.
Prince, I saw that
No one cares about the prince.
Senator Rand Paul had it, man. He has it.
Yes.
All
That's-
these all these amazing people are just getting it. It's just super sad because I love Rand Paul too. His dad is a legend. Like Rand Paul just does a lot of great things for this country. So I hope he gets better soon. Same with Boris Johnson. Man.
yes.
Both great people.
I'm gonna get to my like 10 article section
Well, that's gonna be
until after we yeah.
so.
Well, then I don't got no.
All right, let's go on to our main topic then. We have Grace here for our topic here because it works in. We're going to be talking about feminism.
Yep.
yep.
And yeah, it's a wide ranging topic here. So I'm going to be asking Grace a lot of questions first and then I'll open it up to you guys just because she's our guest here and she hasn't talked much. So first I'm going to start off. How do you define feminism, Grace? How do you define the feminism? What's that to you?
Um, well, mainly a lot of people would define feminism as like what they see in the news nowadays, as women fighting for abortion rights and all of this crazy stuff, which I really do not believe in. But I really do think that um, we should stick to our roots. Maybe not, you know, first man and woman, but um, stick to just like how traditional feminism before it all became really crazy.
Like, what is traditional feminism? If
Um, Pretty much the what the first women like fought for, which we paid and stuff like that.
Equality.
I really do.
so, like equality
Yeah,
and suffrage.
equality.
So
Yeah, yeah, just equal. Yeah,
equal rights.
that's
So
what
you're
I'm saying.
saying what feminism
Yeah.
really should be, and what it is that women should stand up to be equal to men. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
So
much.
that's I totally agree. That's what I believe feminism should be, and that's how everything. I believe that men and women are equal, and that's how it should be. And so, like you said, there's a different kind of like I guess the big mass media version of feminism. How define that for me, Grace? What do most people think feminism is right now?
Um, a bunch of women screaming at the government for things that not things that they want, like abortions and just like crazy stuff and equal pay, which I do think that there is equal pay, just like there's no way to prove that anyone's getting unequal pay, which is, I think it's a waste of their time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, the wage gap.
yeah, just pretty much women screaming at the government, holding up signs, protesting, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So I'll
And
ask.
to add to that,
I was gonna ask.
alright.
I'll have. All right. So I guess I'll ask David. What do you think feminism is truly? How do you define it as, David?
Pretty much everything that messages.
So you
Like,
you agree with
it's
Grace
really, yeah, I
about?
agree with Grace. Like, it's equality of both genders, men and for like equal pay, equal rights, and like
Yeah.
equal opportunity.
So and then Christian, I'm asking you this. What
Yeah.
is so like we just asked Grace. What's this mainstream media feminism? How do you define it? How do you like? What do you define this as?
So, feminism has been weaponized in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays they're trying to just make men in general just like look like horrible people.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
it's just there's a lot of bogus stuff out there. Now they're fighting for abortion, which they already have. They're fighting for they're talking about gender pay gap, which women get paid overall less than men in the country, which is true because men usually tend to work more hours and to work higher paying jobs. So yeah, that's that. And in terms of like transgenderism, like a lot of that kind of stuff. They talk about toxic masculinity. They make up like a bunch of like just absurd terms like
Yeah. And
man spreading or mansplaining, just absurd stuff. They're trying to make
so
men look like horrible people,
I'm gonna
and
explain a couple of these things they just
they
said.
try to
So he's talking about what
hold
they're talking about,
yeah,
right?
okay.
So he's talking about like these words they're using against us. So they're basically making their own slurs for us, and I
Mm.
don't get how this is allowed in general, because people already frown upon racial slurs. So and also
Mm.
like in a way sexual slurs such as like bitch or stuff like that, because that could be a way like a slur for
Mm.
this for gender, and they're doing that to men. And so he said what was man spreading and mansplaining.
Yeah, and they say like toxic masculinity,
Yeah,
and it's just yeah,
it's
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 absolutely insane.
it's
And
bogus
they
to
just
us.
try to play the victim card, like
Yes,
they're the victims,
I was gonna
but they're
ask
over
that.
here attacking men constantly for not doing anything. Like they try to paint men as horrible people, which there are horrible people on both sides. They're both horrible men, and there's horrible women out there. But that's what they're just portraying us at. They say there's male privilege. You're privileged
Yes,
in America for being a
that's a big
male.
one.
Absolutely That's an absurd claim. Absolutely absurd.
All right.
We're equal. We are equal under the law, and we're treated equally. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, women do tend to get like sexually harassed more,
Yes, that is
and
sad.
Yeah.
that's super sad. I think something's gone wrong somewhere, and men need to start. There's definitely a lot of men that need to start acting like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, well, it can also go the other way. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it goes the other way too.
Yeah.
yeah, it goes the other way as well. Like,
So,
there's been men that's been like sexually assaulted and stuff by
so I'm gonna
women
ask you
as
a
well.
question,
I mean, yeah.
David. I got a quick
As a,
question for him.
oh,
So I want you to explain a couple of the things Christian was saying. So first, explain to me manspreading. What is manspreading? What is it, David?
Just like, all right. So basically, sometimes depending on the guy, it depends on the person and how they feel comfortable. When they sit down, sometimes they like to just spread their legs out, like almost like at a 90-degree angle from legs to waist, 90-degree angle sometimes, or sometimes they just like keep it both parallel with each other up front. Like it's just the way that they sit.
because it's comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no problem with it. It's just the way people sit.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the
On your
next
legs, you
question.
put their ankle
So,
on their knee. Like it's not a problem how you sit.
Yeah, I mean that's and also like all right. So imagine being all you women out there. Imagine wearing a cup all day. That's not comfortable. It's not. Men have to deal with this stuff all the time. Like we don't we're not structurally the same. Like
Yeah. I don't think there's any really comparing women and men. They're very, very, very different.
I have times
Yeah, I mean,
where I got nailed down there while I was wearing a cup, but it still didn't help.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, this is all just part of that whole woke culture, like feminist
yeah.
movement. You saw like Taylor Swift recently made
I
a
was gonna
song. It's
mention
called
that.
"The Man." Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely absurd. She's
I
trying to act
listened
like
to it once.
You should watch the music video. It's insane.
Yes, it's very.
She's trying to portray a lot of like either like wealthy men, just as like these
Okay.
disgusting people, but
And she keeps on like saying like if I was a man, like I could do all this stuff, which just it doesn't make any sense.
yeah, she's worth like $322 million.
All right.
So
all right.
around that much money.
Yeah. So I have a.
So who is she to start trashing people like that? Trashing people that have money, like, or just men in general.
All right. So I got a couple. I got a lot of questions for Grace here. All right.
Mhm.
So we're gonna start from the beginning because Christian said a lot of things I want to bring up and ask you. So the first was how. So what is your stereotype for men? Because for these new quote unquote feminists, they believe us as swine and disgusting people who are out to rape, abuse, harass women. What's your stereotype for that? Like, how do you feel about that? Let's just talk about that. How do you feel about their stereotype?
I do not agree. I do agree that some men are more immature than
Of
others,
course.
but it just it
But not all.
because it's true. But not all men are like that, which is what pretty much they are saying. They're all saying all men are horrible people who do horrible things to women, and I do not agree with that. I do agree. I don't. I I do think that some men are more immature than other men, and
Of course, not everyone's the
some
same.
and men can do bad things. So can women, though. Like
Exactly.
it goes. So if you're saying all men are bad, then that means all women are bad just because one woman does a bad thing. It it doesn't make any sense.
And yeah, and
they're
see
saying
the
like
toll on
women
men. There's a huge toll on men these days because males, like men, have a higher suicide suicide rate, and it's
Yeah.
it's sad. I mean, like a lot of men need help these days. And
But it's
I'd
hard for
also
them
just
because
one more
of
thing to
this
add.
stereotype here for them, which
I
makes it
have
hard.
I have one more thing to add. As I say, another thing they like to talk about is called rape culture.
Yeah, I was also gonna bring that up
Absurd.
later once as one of the questions, but you can explain a little bit.
Doesn't say it's absurd term. The, by saying rape culture, you're trying to say that it's normalized. People allow it in the culture, and like that's absurd. We all condemn rape. We all think it's a horrible, disgusting thing, and the people that do it deserve to be castrated and like given like serious prison time,
Yeah.
if
Serious
not killed.
punishment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, maybe they don't need to, like, be killed. Not
I'm just saying that
nobody, like,
depending on the state.
yeah, like, yeah, like, really,
I
like, they
don't
should be punished severely, but, like, not everybody should be killed for, like,
know.
these
Yeah,
actions. You know?
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
So
saying maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna continue on with my questions here. So you don't agree with what feminists think of men, and what you said was right.
1 sec, guys.
Mm. We'll be back. A little commercial break.
Quick shout out to
How about some Raid Shadow Legends, or maybe some NordVPN?
All right, I had to do something real quick. I apologize. So I'm gonna continue on. So I like how you say that some men are terrible people, but not all men is what feminists say. All men are terrible, and what you said is completely true. Not everyone is evil. Not everyone is bad, but there are different people who are. And you said the same thing can be true for women, and that's a big thing. Women always, not always, but there's a big thing that women play the victim a lot, and usually, no matter what, the man gets severely punished, and his life is pretty much ruined.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with like false accusations.
Well, I was
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
so Grace.
Like with Kavanaugh, they tried
Well,
to ruin his
yeah.
career.
So Grace, how do you feel? Like, do you think that's a good look, like for women to see that most women are now like just giving false accusations about men? Like, do you think that's right?
I don't. I don't think it's right at all. I think it's a very bad look for women, like in history. Like later on, like people are gonna look back and see all these women just saying all this stuff about men, and I do not think it's a good look for women to teach young girls when they're growing up later on in life, and all these women are going to be in history, and these little girls are going to see that and then take after them, and it's just going to continue on, and I don't think that is right. I don't think that's a good thing that to to put off as women.
Yeah. And it's good that you're saying that because this has been a huge thing. There's been multiple false accusations, like Christian was just saying. I was going to ask you. There's a lot of false accusations, and one of the most famous of them all, to me, and internet wise too, was the huge meme of humongous. And I know you guys probably know that meme, yes? But you all
Uh,
know that
yes,
it was
you.
a feminist went up to a man after he did a report, and she asked him his name, and he didn't feel like it, but he said a joke. He said humongous. And after that, she claimed after that she started yelling at him and trying to get him kicked out, but he just left. He did nothing against her, and he just left and tried to make no trouble. And turns out she actually made charges against him for sexual harassment, multiple,
Uh,
and he had to go to court. And he's a father of a young woman who used to be addicted to drugs, but she had the help of the government places that help you get unaddicted and get you sober. And she disagreed with him for having his daughter doing any of that stuff, and she disagreed with the helping of people to become sober, and she didn't like that, so she made these claims against him, and he made a dad joke to her, and that caused him to face multiple charges of sexual harassment, and he had to pay a lot of money, and his life was ruined. He used to work at office job, and now he is working in a gas station, trying to support his daughter going to school or college. I meant to say.
It's terrible. It's messed up.
Yeah.
that is horrible.
and it's really sad to see this kind of stuff. And what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Grace, that we could do, just not as a society, really, to help fight back these false claims that women are giving? Like, what do you think would be a good step into fighting back false claims to help men get their lives back?
Um, I think a lot of people need to like realize and really look into this stuff before supporting either side. Like the man side or the woman side. I really think they need to look into
The
all of this
case
stuff
itself.
because people, yeah, the case itself, because if say all these like big news stations and stuff, they're all, I understand that they're all getting paid for it, but if you really believe, like, if just one person in that news station really believes that that is wrong, then they should say something, because if they don't, then nothing's gonna happen. They might get fired, or they might get, I don't know. I don't think the fired would be they would get fired, but they people really need to speak up of what they believe in and what they think is right, because they don't, and a lot of people don't speak up, and
It ruins lives.
it just yeah, it hurts
You
lives.
suffer
And
for it.
all these people taking either side, if they support like the woman's side more, and more of her side is going on to the media, then more people are going to see her side instead of the man's side, which it's horrible. Those accusations are absolutely horrible.
Yeah, and with these accusations, most times it's a he said, she said kind of situation, and 9 times out of
Mm.
10, the jury's gonna believe the women's side. And a
Yeah,
lot of lives have been ruined because of this, and it's terrible. Because going into a court case and winning for rape accusations, and you're on the defending, your life is ruined either way, whether you win or lose.
yeah,
Because your
Because like
reputation is
either way, even
tarnished.
after the case, yeah,
yeah,
even after the case, people still won't believe you, and
Yeah.
this and or
because
that
they
will
will have,
happen. And like,
yeah, they will have their own opinions.
And to add, I think that women that make these accusations, false accusations,
I
should be
think they should be
severely
charged.
punished.
I feel like they should be
yeah, they can
charged.
be charged. Like
They should
soon
get
maybe
yeah,
even
they should get
jail.
years. They should get years, honestly, because
Because
that
that's
screws
Yeah.
up
lying
the men's
under
life.
oath, basically, is what's happening.
And not just that, but you're screwing up these men's life. Either way.
Yeah,
It's sad to
And so
see.
it's really sad to see this kind of stuff. I feel bad for these people. But yeah, they tried doing it with Brett Kavanaugh. They tried ruining his career. They tried making it so he couldn't become a Supreme Court justice.
Hmm.
Didn't
Oh, yeah.
work. But yeah, they used it as a weapon.
It's a
yeah,
weapon.
It
it's
is a weapon.
crazy.
We saw it with
It is a
politics.
political weapon.
They're like,
Yeah.
okay,
That's the big-
I don't like this guy, so I'm just gonna bring up a rape accusation. You can't do that. It's
Exactly.
really screwed up.
It's crazy because even if it doesn't get into court, like people are here about like
You'll
she's
still get the
accusing
rumors.
him, and the rumors, and they'll start to believe them, which
Exactly.
it's horrible.
And with this kind of thing, because women are always these feminists, these extremist feminists, they're really trying to make it look like they don't have any power. They're weak. They can't do anything. But the real actual story is they have quite an advantage over men just because of
Oh, yeah,
these
for sure.
stereotypes. Because the stereotypes see women as weak, which is completely untrue, not right. So whatever a woman says against a man, the woman's probably gonna be thought to be telling the truth. So they have so much power that if a man wrongs them, they could easily ruin their lives if they so choose. And it's sad that there's that power just to do that. And it's a true imbalance of power. Just
And
because
it's very unequal.
yeah, it's pretty.
very
It's
unequal.
sexist in a way. It's very sexist
It is.
because they're fighting for sexual equality, and gender equality, but they really are trying to make the men even weaker and more vulnerable than they already are, and they're looking for them to get the high point. And extremists are never good, and it sucks. to really see that. And for you, it's probably hard because
like extremists in general.
yeah, but I'm not. That's just another case. But for you, Grace, it's probably hard because a lot of people could probably think at first sight, or just seeing women in general, there's like, oh, she could be an extremist. She probably thinks all men are bad, and this is now like a stereotype for women, because people really think all
Yes,
women
because
are extreme feminists, and it's probably making the lives of normal women
and
worse.
and they start to think
Yeah,
that like,
sure.
oh, all these women are so mean, and they're also like hateful and hurtful towards like everyone. So like a lot of people, like, before they meet me, they're like, oh, I thought you were really mean, and then they meet me and they're like, oh, you're actually really really nice. And I was like, yeah, it's horrible, because now a lot of men, a lot of like people now think that women are just so mean and outgoing towards like towards men, and it's all because these stereotypes that these feminists have created.
Yeah, for men and women, they created their
Yep.
own stereotypes and stereotypes for men, and it's
Yeah.
pretty sucky for everyone. And it's not like they're making the lives of women better; they're actually making it kind of worse in a
Yeah,
way, and
Yeah, and
yeah,
that
for
for
really
sure.
sucks.
it's and they start making like all these women think like before they go up to a man, like, just have a friendly conversation. Now they're making these women think, oh, he's gonna rape me, oh, he's gonna hurt me, oh, he's gonna do this, oh, that man is bad, which is completely not true, because you don't even know the man. And
Yeah,
they're
Yeah, I mean,
just,
yeah, the left's just painting these pictures. They're just
yeah,
painting
creating
they're
stereotypes in their head.
they're creating the narrative too among these campuses, especially the professors.
yeah,
That just men are pigs. They're going around trying to rape women. It's just not true.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
just simply not true. True.
I feel like they gotta. Oh, gee. Like,
spit it
they
out,
really
man.
gotta like cut
Spit it
out
out.
and just stop.
And I,
Like,
like,
and I feel like some of them has to look at the GIF I posted in the group chat of
You get him. You get him, champ.
the Discord. In the Discord, yeah. In case y'all should check on that. I feel like they really should follow through with that.
yeah, and um these feminists, these women, they can, like, they start, people have jobs now, like women have jobs as well as men, and they they have jobs, so women are can be teachers too, right? And these
Yeah.
feminist teachers can go into schools, and in schools you're usually like, you're not supposed to really share your beliefs, your thoughts, but these extremists, though, they will do anything. So they will tell all these kids what they believe, and
Yeah,
getting them to
I don't
think
think that.
that also.
You talking about public schools or just colleges in general?
In
It
general.
can, in general, like really any schools, because public schools too.
Teachers aren't supposed to do that. Do not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I had a
I know
teacher
it's
tell
true.
my class that I'm not gonna name any names, but she told my class that there was
Whoa,
a
whoa,
gender
whoa.
pay gap or
She.
whatever. Sorry for assuming genders.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're supposed to not
I know.
disclose any genders or names, just so it's
He
harder
or
to figure out.
he or she
We already know it's a she, so.
he or she
It.
could have been. I could have been lying before that. Just remember that. All right. He or she said that
Sky is
He's a real
said
gamer.
that you cannot wait. Said that there's
Spit
a
it
gender
out,
pay
buddy.
gap or whatever. Sorry. Yeah. So there's a gender pay gap. I wasn't paying attention for a second. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, gender pay gap, and so everybody must have assumed. I think she might have been on board with thinking that it was just because the women work less hours and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought, and I assumed the rest of my class thought that she meant for the same job. And so I called her out on it, or him out on it. Oh my gosh, it's late. And so I ended up spending a lunch period just for fun, just talking to her or him about this kind of
You're really
this kind of
bad
stuff.
at
And
being anonymous.
sorry.
I'm just pointing out. I'm
so
just joking with you.
yeah, so I ended up spending just lunch for it was a lot of fun though. yeah, so we just talked about this kind of stuff, and yeah, it was fun. But just the fact that I thought it was kind of crazy that a teacher would try to push some kind of agenda like that
Yeah.
in
Or
the
even bring it
classroom.
In
up.
a classroom, yeah.
And class.
Yeah.
Has anything
So
happened like that to you, Grace? Teachers trying to push their political thoughts and or opinions onto the students? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. A lot of my teachers, um, during like a lesson or something, they will just bring it up. Like if some student brings up something, like if they're talking between themselves, like the teacher will overhear. I had a teacher do this once, overhear and then bring in their opinion on it, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Okay. Yeah.
well, they're not supposed to do that in general.
I don't think
Yeah.
that they should be doing that unless you're in a debate class, which means that makes sense. You're supposed to be debating, but
Yeah,
Yes.
and there are
but
good
even the teachers are supposed to stay pretty neutral.
yeah, and there are teachers who
Yeah.
say neutral, but they could always say I could see one like good teachers say both sides of the argument, and but they don't
Yeah,
specifically say what their part is, and I think that's good.
that's
And
important.
yeah, but then with this feminism thing, there are a lot of teachers who are pretty biased against the different genders, especially with female teachers. There's a couple of them in my school, and I think Christian has, and David. I think David and I shared a class
Oh
where that
yeah.
happened, and I think it's not right that this could be allowed, or that these extreme feminists could be pushing their thoughts and opinions onto students who are still trying to form their own opinions, because
Oh
your
yeah.
opinion evolves and changes throughout when you're growing up and learning about this stuff, and having
Yeah.
someone put this outside opinion into your brain, kind of like what parents do. They just put their opinion in your brain, and like that's my opinion, but truly that's not your opinion, and that's what these teachers are
Well,
doing, and they're really, and if you think against their opinions, some of these teachers will harm your class
Yeah.
average and your
No,
points.
yeah, exactly. Oh boy, I definitely know about
all
this.
right,
Yes.
crazy story, guys. All right, so the kind of crazy story. So earlier this year, in my high school, we're allowed in certain classes you're allowed to wear hats. So my first day of class for I'm not gonna mention the class, but I was in it was one of my
You can mention a
main
class
classes. Yeah.
if it's a
What?
social class
Like,
or is it a history
all right,
class?
Oh,
I'm
so
do
guessing.
you?
no, it was science.
I wasn't in
So
history. It was
I was
science.
in a science class, and
I
so
love science.
um I was wearing my I think it was just a normal Trump hat. It was like black with like a T and a Trump on it. And so I wore it to class the first day. Didn't have any problems. She didn't care if we wore hats. Second day I wore it. She goes, "Hey, I want you to take that hat off." Or he said, "I want you to take that hat off." He or
You're
she
bad at this.
he or she said that I want you to take that. And I said, "Why?" They said, "Because I don't want politics in my class." And I said, "Well, I can't get. I'm like, I can't get dress code for this." And how, like, why are you telling me I can't wear this hat that I can't even get dress code for? You're telling other people like wear any other hat that you can't get dress code for. So
Yeah,
I was pretty ticked about that, and we ended up making agreement that we can't wear any hats in the classroom.
yeah, that's fair. You shouldn't
And
be
so,
specifically outing one type of
well, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
thing.
calling
saying.
out over it.
And the same
Yeah.
thing happened
Yeah.
with my friend the week before. He wore a political hat in that classroom, and the same thing happened to him. So later on that year, and this was like right, I don't know, like a week before this whole Corona thing happened.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, throughout the entire time period afterwards, people were still wearing hats every once in a while. She didn't say a word. Um, or he didn't say a word. So I thought that was
It's pretty crazy.
how do I word this?
I think it's just
Kind
crazy
of, yeah.
to see it
I
in a
think
Yeah.
classroom.
I mean, if I would have worn an Obama hat or a Hillary Clinton hat, I wonder what he or she would have said.
Yeah,
Or I
it
wear a
could.
Bernie hat or a Biden hat.
Yeah, it could be crazy.
So
and
yeah, that
it's
was my experience.
sad in some points to see that. But
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
there are teachers who do keep it and their political opinions neutral, and they stay like that. And they could give hints every now and then, which I think is fine. I think that's totally acceptable. But like these extreme opinions, like the feminists, it's not fair to students. It gives
Yeah,
some
because
students a
especially
disadvantage and others an
Actually,
advantage.
Christian, if it's about political opinions, she can't make you take that hat off no matter what, because freedom of speech.
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't. All right. So
There
normally
are
I would have had a problem with it if
it's
the school actually allowed it, but it's only certain classrooms. Like if your teacher says you can wear
the
hats, then you
teacher's
can wear it.
decision for that
Okay.
part.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
If it was
it's
like an
wrong that
actual
she's
school, like
specifically calling him out, just his hat
Yeah.
specifically.
Okay.
That,
For a
that's
hat,
the
yeah.
part that's wrong.
Yeah. Just wear a shirt next time.
yeah, I started wearing my Trump hoodie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab one of those.
But you know what? My other liberal teacher, he or she teaches science, or not science, history, and they didn't have a problem with anything I was wearing. They're liberal, and I talked to them.
Right.
They give me their opinion. That was the teacher over
Yeah.
lunch, and yeah, I really that teacher is a good. She's he or she is a really good teacher, and
Yeah.
yeah, I respect. Yeah,
You get
that's the word.
respect.
I respect her for
She's,
that.
It's harder
appreciate
to really
Yeah,
stay
dude.
neutral
She has her own political opinion.
than it is to be supportive of your opinion. Like it's hard just to seem neutral when you have a strong opinion. It's way harder to express being neutral than it is an opinion. And that's
Yeah.
what teachers could struggle with that, but there's always ways where you just don't have to talk about it at all. And
Yeah, so you could just say this is not a
this is not,
conversation for in class.
we're in our class, okay? I don't want to hear about what you think about Trump, okay? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about him playing with his trucks or anything. I don't need to hear about that. You don't need to tell me about that, okay? And some of these teachers
Yeah,
are just crazy though. There's a lot of crazy
Yeah.
teachers. That's just
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
just sad to see what
Yeah.
feminism has turned into, and what it's just I don't know what's done to our culture.
Yeah, because
Very sad.
I fully support
Yeah.
women's suffrage. I fully support feminism
Yeah, same.
in that it's women's rights. It's equality. I don't support the castrating and like making making man to seem like some sort of pig, some sort of devil to society. I
Yeah.
support the feminism that says men and women are equal and that they should have equal opportunities and have the same rights. Nothing is different for them just because of their gender and what's in their pants. Okay?
Yeah. And I agree.
Doesn't matter what's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your
definitely.
pants. That shouldn't affect anything. And your
I mean, a lot of
rights.
it's just identity politics too.
Yeah, that's a different thing. That's another topic for another
sure.
day. But
Yeah.
it's hard for women these days and men because there's the women who are nice and good people, like our gracious guest today. And she has to go through this with these these extremists really are ruining the names of men and women alike.
But
And it's harsh.
Yeah.
but it's sad because sorry, I see a lot of people in her grade and the grade below her. There's a lot of feminists.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
I've seen a lot, at least in
we
Matthew's friend in their grade.
Matthew's his
You know,
brother.
Matthew,
we got
If you
few
didn't know.
yeah. I mean, we got
my brother Matthew, his friend or yeah, okay, complicated situation.
Yeah.
his
She's
complicated
in the
other.
grade. Yeah, all right. So she's in the grade below. They're all into this kind of stuff. Like a
Oh
ton
wait,
of
she is.
Oh no,
Yeah.
a lot not her herself, but a lot of people in her grade.
No,
a lot
like
of
she's
girls.
a grade below him. That's
Yeah.
what I didn't realize.
Yeah, but, yeah, but there's like a it's really big with her grade for some reason. I have no clue. They're all into like this whole like pansexual, transgender, all this gay crap.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it's
gay
it's
stuff.
it's another
Correction, gay stuff.
it's another
So
it's another it's just another topic right there.
yeah, no,
It's-
but
it's
no,
a-
it's
it's-
kind of connected. But it's connected though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a way, but
In a way.
it's
But
there's a lot
yeah,
of
I
stuff
see
here.
it's growing. It's going really widespread,
Of
and
course,
it's
yeah.
just it's
I see what you mean, Christian, but it's connected because a lot of the like LGBTQ community for
They
like
say the
women,
feminists.
LGBTQ
they're
plus.
plus. I'm sorry, there's probably like 64
You
other
forgot the
definitions.
P for
LGBTQ,
pedophile.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z plus.
Congratulations, David. You know your alphabet. Give him a
And
warm
plus-
round of applause. He is passing the kindergarten.
Let's go.
Well, yeah,
I knew I
you guys
Yeah.
cannot, guys. You cannot forget the P for pedophile.
Of course, because we all
We
have
can't
one of
forget.
those.
We can't forget it's not just men and women. It's like
We all-
100,000 million genders too.
We
Right?
all love that creepy 500-pound 6-year-old that lives next door.
6
That has 2 terabytes of child porn. Okay.
Why is a 6-year-old
Yeah.
have child porn? You said a 6-year-old.
He said,
Mm.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I don't know what you're
Wait.
into,
Yeah, no.
buddy, but I think that you can just keep that to yourself. All right, so I
Yeah.
have one last
Um,
question before we wrap this up. But to Grace, just what's just the big overarching problem with this with feminism? Do you think, Grace? What do you think just the big problem is? Just like one big problem.
I think like the biggest problem is how they're handling their thoughts
Oh, yeah.
and what they're doing with their thoughts and how they're like telling everyone, how they're protesting, how they're like saying all this stuff. They're not controlling themselves. They're not doing it in a nice civil way. They're going way over the line. And
Oh,
yes, poco loco. And there I think that's one of the biggest issues aside from their thoughts alone, but it's horrible because how they're doing it. It's getting out to so many people, and young women and men are gonna grow up to learn about what their thoughts
Yeah.
are, and I really hope they realize how crazy they actually are in reality because of how like during these like all these rallies and stuff, like they're like spitting on men who walk by, like they're just
Grace,
saying
you gotta
like,
be woke.
mean
Gotta be woke.
Gotta be woke.
mean things, like extremely mean things that should not be said to any human being. Like it's
oh, I thought you were saying they were memeing on them. Oh, okay.
Well, me personally, I don't have much of a problem with the speech. They can say whatever the heck they want. My problem is just what's happening to the future generation and what they're
Yes,
turning them
me
into. A
too.
bunch of snowflakes.
yes.
They can't. They're not
Nice.
mentally stable.
Snowflake.
They're not. A lot of them aren't mentally stable.
Well,
And
Exactly.
it's
this
really
generation.
sad. And it's ruining.
Oh, yeah.
It's hurting our culture a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say I'm not going to raise my children that way.
Yeah.
And
And what's also sad is a lot of them attack. Oh, never mind. Probably not. All right.
David, what's the main problem for you?
Yes.
What's your main problem? To end this off.
My main problem?
Yeah. What do you think the main problem
Turn
with
this off.
with feminism? What do you think the biggest problem
Alright,
is?
well, feminism. Alright. I think women have completely equal rights to men.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
And they should
like-
have.
Equal ideas, opportunities, pay, all of that. But really is like what it has become now is just I don't know, it just seems like something completely different. Like they're trying to ask like for more and more power or some kind of I don't know exactly no. But
Yeah.
really like it's okay. They have a freedom of speech. They can protest. They can say
But
what
it's
they want.
peaceful
But like,
protest is the thing. They're not really that peaceful during their protests.
No.
it's not
They're
at all.
physically
I mean,
violent.
it's very disturbing.
They're physically
I mean,
violent.
nobody really wants. I mean,
Harassment.
personally, nobody wants to see like a 500-pound like blue-haired girl with like some like
Okay.
nasty hat on.
Jumping
Like,
on
just,
top
like,
of you for being a
waving
man.
being a man.
I don't want to
Waving
get
a sign that
crushed.
says "I love." Yeah, waving a sign that says "I love my abortion."
Wait.
It's just nobody wants to see. It's
Wait,
disgusting.
wait.
But
I
okay,
wonder.
you can do it.
Would they attack like transgender people? Would
That's
they
a good
attack
question.
transgender?
They're best
people?
friends.
So I don't think they would. No.
Yeah, but like they
Trans-
identify as male.
That's gonna be
They
another episode.
identify as
They would probably.
That's just another thing for
That's
another
no, hold on.
time.
Yeah,
We
they
could
would.
do that
I
another
have
day.
something to add to David's thing. Women started off when they were doing like the whole suffrage thing. They started off as less, you can say. Yeah, they started off as less. They got to equal, and now they're really just, even though everything is equal right now, like with pay and with pay as in how much they work and stuff, and
Yeah.
with women being able to work, women are equal to men right now, but they are also overpowering men too with
But yeah,
how
rape
much,
accusations.
yeah,
Yeah, they get a lot of benefits
Straight up.
that men don't
with their
get.
words.
They get a lot of benefits.
I mean, women are more likely to get a job in the STEM field than men if they apply.
Of course, yeah.
They want more women in the STEM field. That ties into the whole pay gap thing because men are going for higher paying jobs. Like a lot in the STEM field, they're
Yeah,
working more in the STEM field,
the STEM field
and so
is
they're trying
very
to.
well-paying job, and they want women. They really, because it's
Yeah,
encouraging to see women working in that kind of field to show that it's not just men,
just
and that's why they want.
women don't
Because
they
it's
just don't tend to want to do this kind of stuff.
yeah, and it's such a good
Yeah, and
example.
they often play the victim so that people be like, they often play the victim, and with their words, like people are scared to like call
Do
them
anything
out or like do anything wrong to them because then they will like
or
ruin
say their opinion.
reputation.
Really,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah, guys, I want our listeners to know I will never be censored other than like language. You know, I'm not about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'll never be censored on these topics. I'll always be talking about them. And I definitely want the left have the left try to silence me because free speech is very important in America these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, I'm completely against political correctness. I think that's another form of censoring too. And
in a way,
yeah, that's just me personally. But
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm
someone.
not sure how you guys feel about that.
I do.
But
I
that's just me.
agree. It's
That can
like,
that could be a subtopic for our next episode. Well, yeah. On this podcast, I would like to say to all of our listeners that this is our opinions, and what we're doing is giving out information and ideas. This isn't that what you should think. This is for you to think about. Just think about
Yeah.
it. Just take what we say, and apply it to what you know and the knowledge we just gave you. It's really not about like this is the right opinion. This is what should happen. This is all right.
Yeah.
It's more of this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just what
It's,
you should think about. Just ponder a little bit. And we're not gonna
yeah.
be censored. We're not gonna like censor ourselves. It's not gonna be like, oh, we can't talk about this because it's a bit too touchy. It's just like we're gonna say what we feel
Yeah.
about it, and I want, because people should have opinions on things, because
Yeah.
that's what
I
makes
mean, I've seen
people.
a lot on like college campuses. The left's always trying to censor like people with opposing viewpoints, conservatives, and then they end up, like it's a huge problem, especially on like college campuses. And I've seen it with people like Ben Shapiro. They aren't able to speak on campuses because like a lot of these leftist groups create a huge uproar, and they make it so that people like him, like the Souza, like like those kind of people, they can't speak on these college campuses. It's really sad.
yeah.
But
I
definitely, guys, if you
agree.
guys are, yeah, but if anybody listening is wondering more about like this whole feminist thing, Miley Yiannopoulos, he's a little older, but he's got some really good YouTube videos. He talks a lot about this kind of stuff. Ben Shapiro talks a lot about this kind of stuff, feminism, wide variety of topics like college campuses and stuff. Definitely worth looking into.
Yeah,
But
of course.
yeah, that's some really good stuff. But for
Oh,
me, I have one last thing to really
Mhm.
say about feminism. I think that modern feminism is cancer. That's it.
Yep.
yeah.
It's the new coronavirus.
yeah.
Well, not new actually.
Yeah,
It's
really,
been
like,
there. It's been
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
there.
keyword modern feminism is cancer. I don't think the old stuff. I'm a traditional feminist.
Yeah, okay. And just to
It's
clarify,
actually,
women's suffrage is not the suffering of women, okay? Cuz a lot of people think that women's suffrage is the right to vote, women's right to vote and to have a political
Yes.
have a political standing. Just to
They
clarify,
must suffer.
so no one thinks that we're all saying, yeah, women should suffer. That's not what it is, cuz a lot of people aren't really cultured that well. Women's suffrage is the
No.
women's right to vote,
Grace,
not
you're
to
living in the
suffer.
closet now.
Yeah, go back inside the
Diversity.
closet. Yeah.
Go
Stay
back.
in
You're staying in the closet, Grace.
Hey,
Oh no.
But yeah, okay.
I'm
So
excited to come out.
and then that's gonna end our main segment here. So I guess I'm gonna pass it off to
yeah,
David with his multiple fun articles of the
yeah.
day, and we're gonna end
The
it off with our
best
suggestions for
part.
I'm gonna tell you when we're there. So David, let's hear some fun articles here,
Yeah, this is the best part. This is my favorite part of the day.
cause it
All
features
right,
you.
all right. So here's the first one. All right, this one's real interesting. Tiger tests positive for coronavirus at Bronx Zoo. First known case in the world.
What the heck? Not the tiger.
Oh
The
my
Tiger
Wait,
King's
of course
still
Tiger
it's
full.
in New York.
King.
Of course it's in New York City.
Yeah. So a
Poor tigers.
tiger in Bronx, New York, like Bronx Zoo, New York City, like in the Bronx, has coronavirus,
Bruh, can't have
and
shit in the Bronx.
so like it's really showing like that coronavirus is
Why
not
is there?
limited to bats and humans.
You could have said
All
that
right, my
when we were
Animals
question
talking
is,
can
about
why
get
is there a
Corona, though.
tiger in the Bronx?
Cause
Why
it's
is there
the
a tiger
zoo.
in the Bronx?
It's in a
Oh,
zoo.
It's a zoo.
how do they have a zoo
Why
in the
is it-
Bronx?
Why is there a zoo?
Hey, everyone deserves to have a zoo. Come on, we have there's zoos all over. You got the Utica Zoo. You got
The Utica Zoo where they torture their animals. They abuse
Yeah.
their animals.
we throw beer at our animals here at the Utica Zoo, but that's an
We never get old of those. We never get old of the field trips, man.
yes, of
Mhm,
course. But
for
yeah,
sure.
that's interesting. That tigers can get it too. Man, the Tiger King better watch out.
Yeah, bro. What's he doing?
Tiger
He's
King.
rotting in jail, getting $10
Better
million.
look out.
Okay. All right, that reminds me. Okay, so if you guys don't know about the Tiger King,
I love that
it's
guy. Other than him trying to murder people. But, like,
yeah, he's a crazy guy. His name is Joe. He's known as Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
He used to have a tiger farm. Very weird. He's a very exotic man, as his name. But right now he's in jail for a lot of things. A lot of animal abuse charges, a lot of animal cruelty charges. He's also in there for attempted hiring of a hitman. He tried to kill someone using a hitman. And right now he's in jail for a couple more years, for a lot of years.
like
And
I think it's 20.
27 or something like that. And he's trying to get out with Trump.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's making $10 million, and he doesn't even have the farm anymore. He's making $10 million. That's his net worth is $10 million. And he's in
Trying to get out
jail.
with Trump.
Wow.
And he's in jail right now, and he's trying to ask Trump for help. And he's
I'm
also suing
dead, bro.
and he's also suing Netflix for the documentary, even though they're using everything under fair rights. He's trying to sue Netflix, even though he's already getting $10 million for rotting in jail. That's just something to ponder real quick here.
Wait, how's he making money in jail? Oh,
His franchise. He had a
wait. Uh,
franchise. He's pretty famous. He had a
Dude, I
his
want
zoo
to get
is
some
pretty
of that
Crazy.
underwear, man. I want to get that tiger underwear
Joe
that he
Exotic.
sells in his little shop.
Joe Exotic, everybody. If
Alright,
you haven't watched Tiger
Tiger.
King, watch
Yep.
it. Continue, David. I'm sorry.
alright,
Yeah, sorry about that. Man.
alright. Some of these are boring. I'm not gonna lie. I did this last minute a little bit. So some of these are just news articles.
Just
So
spit it out, my man.
a fire at Florida airport destroyed more than 3,500 rental cars.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Florida man's back at it
Yikes.
again, setting fires.
Birthday
It is-
wasn't on
it
that
is-
one.
It has not yet been determined whether Florida man has done it or not.
If it's probably arson. Come on, it's
Yeah,
Florida.
it's probably a
It probably is. Alright. So yeah, that's a lot of rental cars that got destroyed.
Pocket
alright.
change, of course.
Oh yeah, so a shopper in Walmart spits and coughs on employees.
So
I saw
I was
that.
actually in the news. I saw that people with there's people who've been trying to threaten to cough on people who said they have been to Wuhan. They're counting that as like biochemical. They're counting as like a bioweapon threat or something like that, and it's like threatening
What?
laws. Yeah. So using
If you don't give me money, I'm gonna cough on you.
yeah, and people because it's a lethal disease that can kill or a
Yeah.
virus that can kill, and there's been people threatening saying, "Oh, I'm gonna give it to you," and technically that's a offense that you can be charged for and be sent to jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's technically you're
Alright.
using a bioweapon.
Yeah,
Wow,
it
I
is.
can't use that
it's a
tactic now.
thing.
Yeah, right, man.
Alright.
Yeah, can't be robbing banks by coughing on people.
I'll cough on you.
Give me
Alright,
10
next
mil.
one. So 5 people were shot dead in Russia. What
Wow.
for? For talking too loudly.
Wow.
Oh, Russia strikes again.
Russia's a
Too much
crazy place
vodka.
right now.
Yeah, real crazy.
Yeah.
I feel that's sad.
That's
Yeah.
sad though. Well, also Russians are Russians. Come on. It's
Yeah.
crazy up there. If you want to be honest. Vlad's not.
I got-
Vlad's having a fun time here.
Just to clarify,
Hey, yo,
people
hold
and
up.
I are not Russians.
No, y'all are Ukrainian, right?
Yes. We do not associate with them.
I'm not saying all Russians are bad. I'm just saying like people up in like Russia right now is a crazy place.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's always been a crazy place.
Like
It-
Putin getting
there's times where it's normal, but
trying
like,
to pass stuff. Like
pretty-
Putin trying to pass stuff so he can be president for life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how you do it, man. Instant dictatorship.
Dictator.
Hey, Dave, if you don't mind,
Yep.
can I cut in real quick and just give a really funny, but like bad news story?
No.
What?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
no.
That's a Fox News. Alright, New Mexico man angered by not qualifying for coronavirus check tries to set wife on fire. Please allege.
Can you say that again for me?
Yeah, wait, can you say that again?
Alright, sorry. New Mexico man angered by not qualifying for coronavirus check tried to set wife on fire. Police allege. What the heck?
You know, when I don't get free money, I set my wife on fire.
Pretty
That
much.
is not
Take
very
notes from this
funny
man,
of him.
because he's got his priorities straight. Free money or my wife burns.
Yep.
He truly embodies what
It's
America
basically
is.
robbery.
Yo, I'm like crying right now. It's so bad, but so funny.
Thank you, New
Give me my money or
Mexico.
else I'll
New
let
Mexican
my
man.
wife up, man.
You're a
Oh,
true
man.
hero. It's almost like he's trying to mimic the Florida man name. But good job, New Mexico
I don't
man.
know.
Wait,
Good
hold
job.
up.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see New Mexico man.
How much you want to
New
bet he's
Mexico
from
man
Florida,
show
though?
up. Yeah, he might have some Florida heritage in him.
Yeah,
All
maybe.
right, let's.
Continue.
All right,
Continue.
next one. This one. All right, so Spider-Man and Harry Potter. VFX producer Rebecca Ramsey dies at 53. So
Aw,
she produced. So she produced Harry Potter and the original Spider-Man.
that's
I
sad.
Oh my
love
gosh.
Harry Potter.
Same. Dude, that's so
He's
sad.
talking about the movies, just so you
Oh
know.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh,
That's
That's
sad.
effing sad, bro.
There's a lot of
effing
there's
sad.
Yeah.
been a lot of
Yeah, she-
celebrities been dying from the coronavirus
Yeah.
and those kind of things.
Yeah.
No,
There-
but she didn't die from coronavirus though. She died from complications
Aw,
because she fell in her house
Oh my gosh.
and
ouch.
she died from complications due to it.
Well, like
Well, she was a
there's,
legend.
Alright.
there's been a lot of people dying.
Yeah.
Celebrities dying lately.
wait, she fell. Wait, she fell in her house.
Probably fell down the stairs.
Like
I mean,
she
how
fell.
old was
She
she
should
though?
have had life support.
53.
Oh gosh.
You know,
She's
like that
53.
necklace.
That's
Does
pretty high.
anyone remember that
Yeah,
commercial?
help! I
of,
fall.
Like,
I
Life
can't
alert.
laugh. We talk about-
Life alert, can you
Okay,
please
so can we
sponsor
jump
us?
straight now?
Okay, we would
Harry
work.
Potter
we'd be
later.
very-
I'm sorry.
You can't even get Harry Potter lady just died.
No, that's
Okay,
not
now you're gonna
J.K.
make me
Rowling.
cry.
Alright, this next one makes me mad. Alright, this one
Are
really
you gonna
just
talk about the new
grinds
Marvel
my gears.
superheroes? I thought you were gonna talk about that.
No, but
Oh,
okay.
I'll talk about
Xbox
that when you're
Series
done.
X will push for more subscription model for next gen console
Ooh, yeah,
launch.
Microsoft.
Oh.
Phil Spencer says. I don't
Wait,
like
can you
that at
repeat-
all.
Can you repeat
I-
that? I think I missed that.
Xbox Series X will push for subscription model for next gen console launch. And Phil Spencer says. I don't like the sound of that, dude. I don't want to pay $10 a month to like play a game.
To do anything, yeah. It's not like what they're
Yeah,
doing
like,
with the
really,
gold is
dude,
wrong.
dude, I'll
But
subscribe for Xbox Live. Xbox Live, sure, I'll subscribe for that, like $10 a month. Well, like that's it. Like, I hate paid like monthly subscriptions.
Hey, it looks like I'm stopping at the X Men. Honestly.
I was gonna
I'm
get
like,
that
I'm
again,
honestly, I was really planning on getting the Series X, and then I saw this, and I'm honestly gonna wait because if they're gonna push, if
Always
this
wait
actually
and
does
see.
happen, if this actually does happen, like I'm gonna have to just pull out.
PlayStation.
Well, with consoles, you
I'm
always
not
have to
even
wait and see when they
PlayStation.
first come out because the Google Stadia
Uh,
looked like it was gonna be really cool and good, but turns out it's
It's garbage.
terrible. It's garbage. It's like just plastic.
Yeah.
You got any more
Yeah.
Well, you
articles
guys
here?
know, guys. There's always the Soldier Boy console. Okay,
That's
Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
he doesn't sell those anymore.
These
Those
guys-
aren't being sold anymore.
Well, I'm sure you can find them. So I'm pretty sure the
Find it.
Chinese website, the Chinese company still makes the consoles, but you can get bootleg Pokemon games, bootleg Mario games. Just look it up.
Oh yes, for sure.
Or the
All right, let's.
yeah.
All right, next one. Apple will produce 1 million face shields per week for medical workers.
Wow.
That's nice.
Oh, nice.
That is really nice. So they're going to be 1 million face shields a week
That's
for
a lot.
medical workers.
All right,
That is very nice.
Yeah, that's
keep going, David.
Yeah.
We're running low on
Another
time.
So
reason.
Apple-
to
Just
have
not the
anything.
we're anyone. We're running low on time though.
All right, coronavirus. Russia uses facial recognition to tackle COVID-19. I don't quite understand how this really works.
I might
though.
have to read into that.
So-
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Let's just spy on our citizens even more.
Yeah.
All right. What's
Let's
next?
hear. What else? Okay, back to the Xbox Series X. So, Xbox Series X is not removing batteries, and Xbox doesn't plan on removing batteries anytime soon from any of their controllers.
Bruh.
That's good.
For
Oh, batteries.
Yeah, so like you
Yeah.
have to put in batteries.
Oh, that's.
I mean, it's not entirely terrible.
That's
All right,
whatever.
this one I saved for last on purpose.
The best for last.
All
of
right.
Oh
course.
gosh.
It's got it. I'm assuming it's the best. I haven't heard of it yet, but Adam Sandler debuts a quarantine song.
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm excited to hear this.
Too
We're
bad
gonna
I
all
don't-
hear it.
Too bad I don't really like him. So
What?
yeah,
You don't like Adam Sandler?
of course I
That
don't.
dude's one of my favorite. Like,
Well, no, it's not.
Oh,
I don't. It's not that I don't
wait.
like him.
Oh, I can't play it. I can't play it.
No, I
I
wouldn't
can't
play,
play
it.
it.
It's that I
Oh.
don't. It's not that I don't. It's like I hate him. It's just like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's not like my favorite actor. You know.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I mean he's one of my
Okay, well-
favorites. I love like a Happy
No.
Gilmore.
Yeah, no,
And
he's
I
super
couldn't-
funny.
I couldn't play it.
And what he
but-
does, but he's not my favorite. It's like wow, okay.
Yeah.
But
Basically, yeah, you should check that out. Adam Sandler made a quarantine song.
I got a couple things.
well, we
So-
gotta finish
Alright.
up. That's that. We gotta finish up.
Oh, yeah, like can I just give one thing then?
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing, man. All right, hold up. Of Snapchat news.
Oh,
So, wait, I'm
Snapchat
not-
news.
Yeah, we always
Yeah.
love the. Let's find this. Where's this?
Give us your best
Love
one right
don't
now.
judge. Love don't judge section, man. We always love that one.
Of course.
Married couple have a boyfriend and a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So like, so the boy's a girl and the girl's a boy.
No, they each have a. The woman has like a boyfriend, and the guy has the guy has a girlfriend.
Yeah, good for them.
So
Why is the first thing I see when I go to my For You news section on Snapchat is, do you want 13,500 V-Bucks? It simply answers 3 questions.
Of course, everyone loves
Oh,
for
I don't
you.
play
Dude, get those V-Bucks, man.
We always have to get those
I don't
V-Bucks.
know.
Okay,
It's a little sus to me.
so
There are 3 questions. They're probably going to be all about my credit card information.
of course. All right,
I
gonna
heard
wrap
if you
up
give them your
our
social
episode.
security number, you
Yeah.
get extra 10.
So I'm gonna wrap up our episode with our daily recommendation here, and
Oh,
for
yes. What are
today,
we recommending?
I'm going to be asking. I'm gonna be telling our recommendations for books. So for me, my recommendation for book, a really good book to me, would be The Creators by Mr. Bornstein. And any of his books really, they're all amazing. Bornstein makes a lot of cool books about history, and The Creators is one of my favorites.
Cool.
Christian,
Cool.
what's your suggestion here?
All right, so
Just give a
you
little
all
brief
know me. I'm
overview.
in the I'm into political books. That's my thing. Today I have Letters to a Young Conservative by Dinesh D'Souza. It covers a wide variety of topics. Really good information. He just he helps you understand like a lot of the stuff we were talking. Well, some of the stuff we were talking about today, but
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of stuff under it. A whole bunch.
David.
Just definitely check it out. I mean, super short chapters, but they get to the point. And so, yeah, check it out. It's a fast read, really good. It's around like 150 pages, I think.
David, what's your book?
I don't read, but
You read the news.
Sometimes
I read news.
Sometimes I read articles.
I suggest
Percy Jackson from 6th grade.
Yes, that and I suggest that, and I suggest you read the news on the news app on your iPhone. It comes by default. You can just scroll through it.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
where
you're
I find my
basic. You have an iPhone. Whatever.
Fake News Central, man.
Just read the news. Good suggestion, David. And our awesome guest, Grace. What is your suggestion for a book to read during our coronation?
So I'm more into like fictional books.
Of course.
I would read anything J.K. Rowling, like Harry Potter. We mentioned today. Love Harry Potter, and I started reading this new book, Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes, and I absolutely love it. And it's just like a sad, like very inspiring book. So I would read that.
What like
It's about
yeah, give a little overview.
Okay, it's about a man who was born with like a very low IQ of like 68 or something, and then he goes through the sign.
Oh.
Shut up.
And he goes like he's so strived to learn how to read and write. He puts himself into school for men with mental retardation, and he learns how to read and write, and he gets put into the science experiment. So to get surgery to try to make his IQ higher, make him smarter, and he gets a surgery, and he's just so strived to do better. It's very inspiring.
Wow, that seems
awesome.
like a really nice book.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Those were our suggestions. You should go check them out because reading is one of the best ways to continue using your brain and to upgrade your vocabulary instead of sitting and writing, which is probably what most of what we do here during our coronation.
Yeah,
but reading
is
so good.
And if you don't mind,
give over here. What does this word say?
And if you don't mind, if I just say one last thing.
Do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
For listeners? Well, one sec.
No, shut up.
But yeah, David's shooting live, but never mind. That's beside the point.
Left.
Word of advice: don't get a degree in gender studies. Don't do it.
In general studies?
Gender studies, dude. I'm telling you.
Oh, gender studies. Okay.
I mean, I thought about doing that when I get older, but you know what? I mean, you probably learn a bunch of good stuff about all like 76 genders,
and you get to do philosophy at the same time.
But then you get the payoff, your student, and it takes you 40 years.
Okay.
I mean,
that's some awesome suggestion that everyone should just know because that's basic knowledge. Well,
yes.
I guess that was our time for today, and you probably learned a lot of stuff, and I would like to thank our awesome guest, Grace, for coming on to the show and giving her opinions on feminism.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I don't think it would be right to talk about feminism without having a girl, because why should a bunch of men be talking about it by themselves? So, yeah. Thank you, Grace, for coming on to the show, and it was a fun time, and there's a great possibility that you can come back on the show, because you have a very good inputs here. So, yeah, that was our episode for today. I hope you enjoyed. Give a good reading on whatever you're listening on. Share it with everybody you know, and keep up on the news. Knowledge is power. Always gotta strive and tell everybody that. Stay informed so you can be happy, healthy, and feel secure. That was your daily dose of C.A.D. I'm Aiden West. And that
your CAD file.
The CAD files. And from all of us, enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Peace.